Welcome to our journey through the captivating myths and legends of ancient Egypt. Today, we embark on an exploration of the tales of Min, the powerful god of fertility, and Hathor, the nurturing goddess of fertility. Additionally, we will delve into the unique and significant role of the Pharaohs, whose divine responsibilities included ensuring the fertility and prosperity of the land. Min, known for his potent virility, and Hathor, revered for her nurturing and life-giving aspects, were central figures in the ancient Egyptian pantheon. Their influence was not just limited to the divine realm, but extended deeply into the everyday lives of the Egyptian people. The fertility of the land, the abundance of crops, and the prosperity of the nation were all believed to be under their divine care and blessing. The pharaohs, as the earthly representatives of the gods, also played a crucial role in maintaining the balance and fertility of the land. Through elaborate and sacred rituals, they sought to invoke the blessings of Min and Hathor, ensuring that the Nile would flood, the crops would grow, and the people would thrive. These rituals were not mere ceremonies, but were viewed as essential acts to sustain the divine order and natural harmony. Join us as we unravel these enchanting legends and discover the extraordinary rituals associated with fertility in ancient Egypt. From the powerful presence of Min and the benevolent care of Hathor to the sacred duties of the pharaohs, we will journey through a world where the divine and the mortal intertwined, shaping the destiny of one of history's greatest civilizations. Min, god of fertility. Min, the ancient Egyptian god of fertility, was a powerful symbol of male potency and agricultural productivity. Depicted with an erect phallus and holding a flail, Min embodied the essential forces of life, reproduction, and growth. His image in ancient Egyptian art often highlights his role as a divine guardian of fertility and abundance. Min's worship was centered primarily in the cities of Coptos and Akhmim. He was revered as the protector of crops and the bringer of bountiful harvests. Farmers and commoners alike would offer prayers and sacrifices to Min, seeking his blessings to ensure the fertility of their fields and the prosperity of their families. His presence was believed to be vital for the continuous cycle of growth and renewal. Min, the ancient Egyptian god of fertility, is surrounded by several intriguing myths and traditions that highlight his significance in ancient Egyptian culture. Here are some key myths and beliefs associated with Min. 1. God of fertility and vegetation. Min was primarily worshipped as the god of fertility, vegetation, and male potency. His role was crucial for the agricultural success of ancient Egypt, as he was believed to ensure the fertility of the land and the people. Min's festivals often coincided with the start of the harvest season, symbolizing his importance in bringing forth bountiful crops. 2. Symbolism and depiction. Min is typically depicted as a male figure with an erect phallus, symbolizing fertility and sexual prowess. He is often shown holding a flail, a tool associated with agriculture, which further emphasizes his connection to the fertility of the land. His erect phallus is not only a symbol of fertility, but also of creative and generative power. 3. The lettuce myth. Min was associated with lettuce, which was considered an aphrodisiac and believed to enhance male virility. In festivals dedicated to Min, offerings of lettuce were made to invoke his blessings. Lettuce's long, straight leaves were thought to symbolize Min's sexual potency, and it was believed that consuming lettuce would ensure fertility and virility. 4. The Pharaoh's ritual. One of the most notable myths involves the pharaoh's role in ensuring the land's fertility. It was believed that the pharaoh, as the living embodiment of the gods, had to perform a sacred ritual during the festival of Min. In this ritual, the pharaoh would symbolically ejaculate into the Nile River. This act was thought to invigorate the river's waters and ensure the fertility of the land, promoting agricultural prosperity. During these special ceremonies, the pharaoh's participation was crucial. The act of symbolically ejaculating into the Nile was believed to renew the river's life-giving powers, ensuring a prosperous harvest season. 5. Min's festivals. Min's main festival, known as the Festival of the Departure, was celebrated in his cult centers, particularly in Coptos and Akhmim. During this festival, elaborate processions and ceremonies were held, and offerings of fruits, vegetables, and flowers were made to Min. The festival included public celebrations, feasting, and possibly even ritualized sexual activities to honor the god's fertility aspect. 6. Association with other deities. Min was often associated with other deities of fertility and creation. He was sometimes linked to Osiris, another god of fertility and regeneration, and was considered an aspect of Amun, the king of the gods. This association highlights Min's importance in the pantheon and his integration into the broader religious landscape of ancient Egypt. 7. Guardian of the Eastern Desert. Min was also revered as a guardian of the Eastern Desert, a region crucial for trade and mining activities. As a protector of travelers and caravans, Min ensured safe passage and prosperity for those who ventured into the desert, linking his role as a fertility god to the economic well-being of the kingdom. These myths and beliefs underscore Min's multifaceted role in ancient Egyptian religion, reflecting his importance not only as a god of fertility and agriculture, but also as a protector and benefactor of the people and the land. Through rituals, offerings, and celebrations, the ancient Egyptians sought to maintain the delicate balance of life, ensuring the prosperity and continuation of their civilization. The legends of Min remind us of the timeless quest for life and abundance, a quest that shaped the beliefs and practices of one of history's greatest civilizations. The ritual of the pharaoh. One of the most fascinating rituals associated with Min involved the participation of the pharaoh himself. In ancient Egyptian belief, the pharaoh was not just a ruler, but the living embodiment of the gods on earth. To maintain the divine balance and ensure the fertility of the land, the pharaoh engaged in sacred rituals that symbolized and enacted the renewal of life. It was believed that the pharaoh's participation in these rituals was crucial. In a particularly intriguing ritual, the pharaoh would symbolically ejaculate into the Nile River, a gesture meant to invigorate the river's waters and thus ensure the fertility of the land. This act was seen as a profound expression of the pharaoh's divine power and his responsibility to sustain the life-giving force of the Nile. The Nile River, revered as the lifeblood of Egypt, provided water, transportation, and fertile soil. By performing this sacred ritual, the pharaoh reaffirmed his role as the intermediary between the gods and the people, renewing the river's life-giving powers and guaranteeing a prosperous harvest season. The pharaohs of ancient Egypt were deeply intertwined with the myths and rituals surrounding fertility, as they were considered divine rulers who played a crucial role in maintaining the prosperity and fertility of the land. Here are some key myths and beliefs associated with the pharaohs regarding fertility. 1. The divine role of the pharaoh. The pharaoh was believed to be the earthly embodiment of the gods, particularly Horus in life and Osiris in death. This divine status conferred upon them the responsibility of ensuring the fertility and prosperity of Egypt. The pharaoh's health and vitality were seen as directly linked to the well-being of the nation. 2. The pharaoh and the Nile. One of the most significant myths involving the pharaoh's role in fertility is their connection to the annual flooding of the Nile River. The inundation of the Nile was critical for agriculture, as it deposited nutrient-rich silt on the fields, ensuring bountiful harvests. The pharaoh was believed to have the power to influence the flooding of the Nile through rituals and offerings to Hapi, the god of the Nile inundation. The prosperity of Egypt was thus directly tied to the pharaoh's divine favor. 3. The ritual of the Pharaoh's seed. In some myths, the Pharaoh's seed was considered essential for the fertility of the land. During certain festivals, the Pharaoh would perform rituals that symbolically ensured the fertility of the earth. This included the act of ritual ejaculation, where the Pharaoh would ejaculate into the Nile River or onto the fields. This act was believed to invigorate the river and the soil, promoting fertility and guaranteeing a good harvest. This ritual underscored the belief that the Pharaoh's virility was crucial for the land's productivity. 4. The Heb-Sed Festival. The Heb-Sed Festival, also known as the Sed Festival, was an important rejuvenation ritual that took place after a pharaoh had ruled for 30 years. During this festival, the pharaoh would perform various ceremonies and athletic feats to demonstrate their vitality and ability to continue ruling. One aspect of this festival was to renew the pharaoh's connection with the fertility of the land, reaffirming their divine right to rule and their role as a guarantor of prosperity. 5. Association with fertility. Deities. Pharaohs were often associated with deities of fertility and creation, such as Min, the god of male fertility and agriculture, and Hathor, the goddess of love, beauty, and motherhood. These associations were evident in temple reliefs and inscriptions, where pharaohs are depicted making offerings to these deities, seeking their blessings for the land's fertility. By aligning themselves with these powerful deities, the pharaohs reinforced their role as the divine intermediaries who ensured the fertility of Egypt. 6. Temple offerings and festivals. Throughout the year, pharaohs participated in numerous temple offerings and festivals dedicated to fertility deities. These rituals included processions, sacrifices, and offerings of food, drink, and other goods to secure the deities' favor. By leading these ceremonies, the pharaohs reaffirmed their divine role in maintaining the land's fertility and the nation's prosperity. These myths and beliefs highlight the integral role of the pharaohs in ancient Egyptian society as divine rulers responsible for ensuring the fertility of the land. Through rituals, ceremonies, and their association with powerful fertility deities, the pharaohs maintained the delicate balance between the divine and the earthly realms, guaranteeing the prosperity and continuity of their civilization. Hathor, goddess of fertility. Alongside Min, Hathor, the goddess of fertility, love, and motherhood, was another central figure in the pantheon of ancient Egypt. Often depicted as a cow or a woman with cow horns and a solar disk, Hathor embodied the nurturing and life-giving aspects of nature. She was associated with music, dance, joy, and the feminine principles of fertility and childbirth. Hathor was worshipped across Egypt, and her temples were sites of vibrant festivals filled with music, dance, and celebration. Worshippers would offer prayers, songs, and dances to Hathor, seeking her blessings for fertility and prosperity. She was believed to protect women in childbirth and ensure the health and well-being of mothers and their children. Hathor's influence extended beyond fertility to encompass all aspects of joy and celebration. Her festivals were joyous occasions where people expressed their gratitude and reverence through music and dance, embodying the harmony and balance she represented. Hathor, the ancient Egyptian goddess of fertility, love, beauty, music, dance, and motherhood, is surrounded by rich myths and stories that highlight her multifaceted role in Egyptian mythology. Here are some key myths and beliefs associated with Hathor. 1. Goddess of love and beauty. Hathor was known as the goddess of love and beauty. She was often depicted as a beautiful woman with cow horns and a solar disk, or as a cow, symbolizing her nurturing and maternal aspects. Hathor's beauty and charm were believed to bring joy and harmony to the world, and she was often invoked in matters of love and romance. 2. The celestial cow. In one of the creation myths, Hathor is described as the celestial cow who gave birth to the universe. She was believed to have formed the Milky Way from her milk, symbolizing her role as a nourishing and life-giving deity. As the mistress of the West, she was also associated with the afterlife, welcoming the dead into the next world. 3. Hathor and Ra. Hathor's relationship with Ra, the sun god, is central to several myths. One prominent story tells of Ra sending Hathor, in the form of the lioness Sekhmet, to punish humanity for their sins. Sekhmet's wrath was so intense that Ra had to intervene to prevent her from destroying all of humanity. He tricked her by turning the Nile red with beer, which she drank, thinking it was blood, and fell asleep, thus transforming back into the peaceful Hathor. 4. Hathor as the Eye of Ra. Hathor was also known as the Eye of Ra, a powerful and protective aspect of the sun god. In this role, she defended Ra from his enemies and maintained cosmic order. As the Eye of Ra, Hathor's fierce and protective nature was emphasized, showcasing her dual role as a nurturer and a warrior. 5. Patroness of music and dance. Hathor was the goddess of music, dance, and joy. Her festivals were celebrated with music, dancing, and singing, reflecting her association with happiness and festivity. The sistrum, a musical instrument, was sacred to Hathor, and its sound was believed to please her and invoke her blessings. 6. The distant goddess. One myth tells of Hathor in her aspect as the distant goddess, wandering far from Egypt. Ra sent Thoth, the god of wisdom, to persuade her to return. Thoth's eloquence and promises of honor and worship eventually convinced Hathor to come back, bringing prosperity and joy to the land once again. This story symbolizes the cyclical nature of the seasons and the return of fertility and abundance. 7. Hathor's festivals. Hathor's festivals were among the most joyous and widely celebrated in ancient Egypt. The most famous was the beautiful festival of the valley, where people traveled to Hathor's temple at Dendera to honor her with feasting, music, and dance. These celebrations emphasized her role as a goddess of love, joy, and fertility. 8. Motherhood and protector of women. Hathor was revered as a maternal figure and protector of women, especially in childbirth. Women prayed to Hathor for safe pregnancies and deliveries, and she was often depicted nursing the young Horus, symbolizing her protective and nurturing qualities. 9. Hathor and Horus. In some myths, Hathor is the consort of Horus, the falcon-headed god of the sky and kingship. Together, they represented a powerful divine couple, embodying the union of love, fertility, and rulership. 10. Hathor's 7 forms. Hathor was believed to have 7 forms or manifestations, known as the 7 Hathors. These goddesses were thought to be present at the birth of a child, foretelling the child's fate and offering protection throughout life. Hathor's myths and attributes reflect her complex and vital role in ancient Egyptian religion and society. As a goddess of fertility, love, joy, and protection, she was deeply revered and beloved by the people, and her influence permeated many aspects of their lives and culture. As we conclude our journey through the fascinating myths of ancient Egypt, we reflect on the enduring legacy of Min, Hathor, and the Pharaohs, whose stories have shaped the cultural and spiritual fabric of one of history's greatest civilizations. Min, the god of fertility, symbolized male potency and agricultural productivity, ensuring the prosperity of the land through his divine influence. His rituals and myths underscored the vital connection between human virility and the fertility of the earth. Hathor, the nurturing goddess of fertility, love, and motherhood, brought joy, beauty, and protection to the people of Egypt. Her festivals celebrated the cycles of life, fertility, and abundance, and her myths highlighted the balance between nurturing care and fierce protection. Hathor's influence extended beyond the physical realm to encompass music, dance, and the arts, enriching the cultural life of ancient Egypt. The pharaohs, as divine rulers, played a crucial role in maintaining the fertility and prosperity of the land. Their participation in sacred rituals, such as the symbolic ejaculation into the Nile, and their association with powerful deities like Min and Hathor, underscored their responsibility as intermediaries between the gods and the people. Through their divine status and sacred duties, the pharaohs ensured the continuity of life and abundance in Egypt. Present-day Egypt, while vastly different from its ancient past, still carries the echoes of these powerful myths and traditions. The Nile River continues to be the lifeblood of the nation, supporting agriculture and providing sustenance to millions. The temples of Min and Hathor, along with the majestic pyramids and monuments of the pharaohs, stand as timeless testaments to a civilization that revered the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Modern Egyptians, proud of their rich heritage, celebrate their history through festivals, cultural events, and the preservation of ancient sites. The stories of Min, Hathor, and the pharaohs remind us of the deep connection between humanity and nature, the importance of fertility and prosperity, and the timeless quest for balance and harmony. As we reflect on these ancient myths, we see how the values and beliefs of the past continue to influence and inspire the present. The legacy of Min, Hathor, and the pharaohs lives on in the heart of Egypt, a land where history and mythology intertwine to create a rich tapestry of culture and tradition. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the myths of ancient Egypt. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories from the ancient world.